I think you have things in your head that, like you don't even realize when you work. It's what we call like someone's own personal style. This book is more a representation of my internal being, like more a personal quest, to the things I like and what are the recurrent themes and the recurrent views I have about everything that has to do with design, with photography, with old film, all these different mediums. I don't think the intent was really like talking about my career, but like more about like what am I about? It was not an accumulation of just showing just a bunch of work. I think it was more a search of like, my own personality. The assembly of the way I put the book together, I've divided it in themes or character traits. I feel as a person, I'm not just one thing. Like there's something extremely minimal and cold and distant and super graphic about what I do. But there's another side that is more playful and irreverent and easygoing. I could see a picture that I've done in the 80s and a piece of film that I've done in like 2 or 3 years ago. And they were like totally relating to one another. There were recurrent things, obsessions and contradictions about my work that were all the time like being present. Like started putting a couple of pages together. That this is the way the book has to be done. I can't do a chronological order. It wouldn't make any sense. It would be kind of boring. And there's always this search of like juxtaposing things with my work. It's always like try to put something next to something else to get a third idea out of these two separate ideas. There's some juxtapositions that are really like kind of like, oh my God, this is done on purpose or not? But none is done on purpose. The first time I met Kate, I couldn't believe that girl was like, she appeared to be so cool, so accessible. And yet she felt very much unattainable. But she was like a person with all her fragility and all her beauty and all her imperfections. Her personality comes forward in a much bigger way than her physical presence. The Madonna sex book was, I have to say, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I think like her idea, wanting to do that book at that time, was good. It was right on the edge of wanting to be like controversial. Also like her messaging was really much about trying to liberate women from sexual a prioris or things like that. I think she really wanted like to help women with that book. She went out there and she played the game like all the way. And I was very impressed. I was really, really impressed. And I was really happy about it because I thought like, oh, this is gonna be fun. The most important thing about a logo is its visibility. And then I think it would be its clarity. 99% of the logos that you have were hand-drawn. So, and each one is not an alphabet that you can buy. It's not a font that you can buy. So 99% were done from scratch. When you do a logo, you know when it's right. I think that there's been like so much work and I've gone so many different directions that I think the book helps me just say, okay, this is done. I can archive it now. It's out of my head and move forward, maybe like new again, be open to new ideas because I have a good understanding of what I've done, so I can probably move on in a different direction.